Especially even if the cause of death are in the surrounding environment.
We believe that in the morning, the police will be announcing an official conclusions to these mysterious deaths.
A bit premature, if you ask me. Clace would never take his own life.
Of course.
And Ari, a lot
But
of
with
the
the
emotes
police-
that are on the channel are for Armello, not for Major Minor. And I'm not about to start making Major Minor emotes, thank you. Not yet, anyway.
Oh no. The Illuminati. Oh, did you skip something?
Oh, I think you did.
Oh, I think I might have.
Yeah, it's with the I fear that no one will
My
will ever
apologies, I
learn.
accidentally clicked ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay, let's get back to the program. That leaves it in the hands of others.
So what? Do you want to play detective now?
I want to know who did this to us. Don't you?
Nope, I'd rather not know.
Wow, Rook.
Haven't you seen a single horror movie trope before? Or read a crime novel? Find out who the murderer is only paints an extremely large target on your head. I advise you to drop it.
Here.
I should too.
Here. What I'm gonna do actually is, before we keep going with this, I'm just gonna make Nightbot leave. That way.
Nightbot needs to get the hell out.
Yeah, Nightbot, like, get out, like, right now.
Go home.
Nightbot,
Go
Nightbot,
home.
go home. You're drunk.
Yeah.
Clay sail to the king, baby. Stop spamming words.
What?
That's what Nightbot said.
All right.
And get
Moving on.
the hell out of here, Nightbot.
Hmm?
We should not lose. We do not need to lose another idol.
Ellipses.
You have a point. But Singe didn't back down so easily.
He never does. What do we do now? What did he do now?
He already has a suspect in mind. Clace's bodyguard.
Really?
Well, these incidents did start upon the night of our arrival. And the crime scenes appear to be expertly tampered with. It makes sense given his background in the police force, doesn't it?
It seems way too simple to me.
I thought so at first, so Singe decided to call him in for questioning. But this is where it gets suspicious. He seems to flood Tokyo.
Come
Is
on.
Righty the bodyguard for Clace?
Oh no. Righty is the mercenary in
I know, but
Terra-
I'm saying, like, wouldn't it be great if we had the person who was supposed to be the bodyguard was a world hopper?
What, a planeswalker? He actually went to a different plane?
Singe's office earlier that night.
Wait, who's Singe?
The Durgan.
No. Oh, I mean voice
Singe
acting.
is me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What do you know?
What do you know? What do you mean he's gone?
Uh-oh. Jay.
Rosie?
Yep. It's just like it sounds. We can't find him anywhere. Clace's bodyguard seems to have vanished from Tokyo.
Actual Clace says put on some pants.
Since Dragon says never.
How
my-
convenient.
The only thing we could find was a letter in his room. It reads, "I'm sorry."
Huh. An admission of guilt, perhaps?
It doesn't seem that way. If this was his doing, he wouldn't express sorrow. It seems to be more of a genuine apology. Perhaps he's ashamed he couldn't carry out his duty of guarding Clace. I think the letter is of his resignation.
Or perhaps he did it to throw us off his trail, and now he's going to flee and live in silence, guilt-free.
No offense, Singe, but that seems like a pretty far-fetched theory.
Warren, please don't say that.
Okay.
Far-fetched. Coming from the woman who likes to talk about multiple worlds and parallel realities in her spare time. Ha, joke's on you, Singe. I'm sorry, Jade. That was extremely uncalled for. It's just been a long night, with no signs of ending either.
I'll accept your apology and chalk off that comment as one made under extreme duress.
Thank you. So what do we do now?
I think we just move on with our lives. If any breakthroughs happen, I'm sure the media will bring them to our attention. We're not detectives. We're not police. We can't be expected to, nor can we try to solve this on our own. We drop it.
If only it were that simple.
While I do agree, we can't just sit idly by and expect this world tour to run on its own. We have things to do.
There's work to be done.
First and foremost, a new bodyguard must be hired to ensure Daz's protection. Someone with a flawless resume. I have a few candidates gathered here for your consideration. I've constructed a background check on all of them as well.
Thank you, Jade, for trying to keep me on track in spite of all this chaos.
No problem.
Real fast, I have to check. Okay.
It's
I
what
just
I
needed
do
to make
best.
sure that the stream was still live. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Still good to go.
Yep, thank you.
Yep.
I personally recommend the candidate named Archeron.
This is one of those moments where we have the actual person. How do you pronounce your name?
I think it's
Archeron?
Ar-
Yeah, because there's no...
Archeron. Archeron. Yeah,
Archeron?
Archeron, please.
His past experience seems particularly impressive to me.
A Karen is how you say it.
Oh, a Karen? Oh, okay.
Makes sense.
Okay. Yeah, okay. I can
Thanks.
see.
Thank
Guys just saying that a lot of the characters that are in this game are watching the stream.
I know,
Wait,
and that's
yeah.
greatly, like, I feel
That is
honored
awesome.
and slightly weirded out by that.
Hey man, I feel 'Cause
It's just
greatly
like, I don't
honored.
know what, like, it's one of those moments where it's like my nightmare, where like the people who made the thing that I'm like sort of poking fun of and having a fantastic time are watching this, and in the back of their minds they're going, ah, ha, ha, ha. He keeps saying it wrong. What a fool." Like,
I know.
It's so bad, but I roll with it because that's part of the fun. Very well. Call him in to see me first thing in the morning, would you?
Right away, Singe. However, as morning is about to break, I must ask, where do I sleep?
I was really hoping that was the next line of dialogue.
Oh my god.
What do you plan to do with the contest winners?
I had completely forgotten. It's always something, isn't it? Bring them to me in the morning as well. Use the limo like you did today. You know, it's funny. They've been in Tokyo for a day and I've yet to even meet them. Odd, seeing as I'm the one in charge of this whole tour. They might as well have been in they might as well be an entire world away.
He knows.
And Jake's the one with those theories.
In a weird roundabout sort of way.
Mm-hmm.
Man, this is X-Files level shit.
Yeah, I know.
I stare and Alright, I need a drink. Hold on a second. Okay, I stare in shock for what seems like an eternity. The sheer amount of questions that go on to bombard my mind are enough to give me a migraine. Kyla? In Terra, of all places? How does that make sense? I thought I avoided him.
Are you okay? You look like you have seen a ghost.
Pushing all technicalities aside, I feel like I am staring at a ghost right now. This is the last person I would have ever expected to be here. I would sooner expect to see Clace in Terra.
Snap out of it, okay? There's a lot to talk about here, Chris.
That much is true, and it's that fact that snaps me back into reality. Perhaps with a thorough explanation, I can believe what I'm seeing and move on. So I concede and tell Kyla to start explaining. Nanomachines, son.
Well, the last thing I remember, we were both in front of the TV in our hotel room, and the news report came on, and it said Clay's died at at midnight.
Righty's ears perk up at the mention of the name Clace, as if he's heard it before. Or perhaps it's in response to the word TV and a show of curiosity.
But then, that's all I remember from Tokyo. As quickly I reacted from the news of him dying, I found myself lost in a forest. I thought I was hallucinating, perhaps seeing things in sort of trauma. But after thinking it out, it wasn't true. I found it hard to move around, as if I was completely disorientated. I fell down into some soil and lay there until he found me.
Kylo motions his head towards Righty.
Warren?
Here you go, Warren. Here's a great line for you. He's typing. At least I hope he is.
That's me. I'm typing.
Oh, okay. Where's Warren? Where'd he go?
Uh-oh.
Warren!
No, he fell
Okay, so-
asleep.
I'm a...
No,
oh, no.
sorry.
Oh, okay. I was about to say that
Sorry about that, my
he
mic
got
was- my
transferred
mic
to
was
terror or
That's
something
okay,
like
bro.
that.
And not assuming that two people would be brought over by this ritual, I grabbed Keela and kept him safe. Okay, wait, oh, there's more?
Yeah, there's
Okay.
more.
By the time you came through, it was too late. My only option was to follow you and hopefully speak to you in private. This is what I accomplished by inviting you here under the guise of a pitch. They think I'm trying to sell you my services.
Can I continue now?
Oh yes, of course.
I just imagine that like a wimpy, like, can I continue now? Like, I would love to know what Kyla's reaction to seeing this gigantic 9-foot-tall, hulked out bear with a giant axe come towards him.
Oh,
and that axe is probably bigger
um,
than Kyla, if we're being real here. Like,
And-
that would be
Indy asked if he's like, I wouldn't mind seeing this on YouTube. We do have this. We could
we
link
do
it.
have every episode that we've done so far on stream. Just go to, I can finally use this.
Yeah, I am currently recording this as well. I'm gonna have to upload these later.
Oh, right, I turned off Nightbot.
The rendering.
Yo, the rendering. Oh my god.
It kills Shin's computer every time we need to do this, and it takes him like a good 4 days to render out
8
these
hours.
streams.
8
But
hours total.
Is it worth it?
Let me see if I can get the link.
Yes.
It's a playlist link.
I'll back it up.
I have it right here. So in
Okay, you got
case
it already?
want to-
So far, that's
in case
his.
you want to watch
Look
the other
back.
episodes that we've done so far, just click that link. Anyway, we're gonna continue.
Right.
Yes.
As we followed and watched, I was able to hear Righty's side of the story, and it sounded a lot more sense than the assassins. Endymon's and Conrad seems to believe whatever the king says blindly, and they don't even realize they're slaves.
Huh.
Not sure how to make this any clearer. The king
Also-
does want Player to lose the election, but in this case, all he wanted was to have Halen imprisoned to starve. Endymon and Conrad didn't even see the blatant holes in their orders. They just followed without asking a thing. As I am told they are prone to do. But Righty here thinks before he acts. And he is not a thrall to the king. I think he's a good guy here. What do you think?
I'm thinking a lot of things at once right now, actually, and some of it is starting to make sense in my mind, as outrageous as this all seems. I start to piece it together in my head. Kyla didn't mention the man in the Ark at all. This leads me to believe that the Ark remains something specifically assigned to me. That would explain why Kyla ended up in Terra before me as well. The man in the Ark mentioned that he brought me here to intercept this ritual, so it makes perfect sense that I would have more transit time and arrive in Terra second. What doesn't make sense is, why Kyla? Was he targeted as well? Or was it simply because he was standing beside me at the time I was taken? Righty X Kyla fanfics. Thank you, Clace.
Oh no.